We live? Is all good? Everyone seeing this? Okay, looks like we're good. Hello, Steamy. All right. This is everyone who's going to be joining, and hello, and thank you to all who are showing up. Who are going to show up for the after party. We have 3 other members, and well, I suppose there's not really a plan. We're just going to sort of talk about season 2.
All right, I'm very excited. This is the season I stepped up my game.
Indeed, Steven is the Wolf director. I just call him Steven. Has been making some baller models. The show would not be the same without his incredible.
Hey! All I can say is, thanks for having me on. Thanks for letting me be a part of this, and I'm excited for what comes next.
Thank you very much. And it looks like we're really getting some inflow of viewers now. And okay, I hope everybody here enjoyed the finale. It was definitely one of the biggest events of EOTF yet.
Definitely a lot different than how it started.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I don't even know if we're going to touch on that because so much of it's going to come up later.
Oh boy.
Should we maybe apologizing for upsetting some of them with...
We're sorry if we made the children cry. We're sorry.
All that we could really say is there's a reason why we made part of it a book.
Yeah. There's actually going to be a lot more to the story. Duck's story is only just getting started. He's actually going to be absent for season 3A because he's going to be working in the ASR with his uncle and Bradford.
And maybe more. Some new faces. Who knows?
Yeah, potentially. But we can't give too much away or no reason to listen to the audiobook.
Well, duh. Sorry.
Nah, it's fine. Nothing about it. Let me go and see if I can find some things to talk about regarding this season. Well, first of all, this is going to be the last season that's going to be as serious as it is. I feel like both season 1 and 2, I've really been finding my footing as to what I want Engines of the Future to be. And I think I've really settled into it because my favorite episodes of the show are the ones that are like, I like Weather Warning, I like The Cup Overflows, I like Tunnel to Nowhere, I like Temporadon.
We're still going to have serious moments in the series. It's just they're not going to be the span of a whole entire season.
Yeah, we're still going to have serious moments when they're necessary, but a big priority for season 3 is going to be things being a little more chill and things being a little more lighthearted.
I'd just like to say, for starters, I think my favorite new character that we introduced around season... Was it season 2? Yvonne.
Yvonne. Yeah, we seem to be getting a lot of positive opinions on Yvonne, luckily.
Yeah.
I think that's just because we're able to do so much with Yvonne and so little at the same time.
I put the toast in the microwave!
I mean, there is literally a scene in the finale where it looks like she's eating a bush. I pointed out and then we just... The thing is, that sounds like a Yvonne thing. I wouldn't be surprised if she does just eat bushes. This is so happy to be the first time we saw it on camera.
Just imagine, just like Yvonne, like Duck James asked, Yvonne, do you know anything about fine dining? I like me some leafy greens. God, still eating a bush.
Well, that's why you don't. That's why you rarely see bushes encroaching on the line because we have you on.
Why do you
Yvonne-
need hedge
Y-
cutters?
Yvonne
and
is-
we have a Yvonne.
I'm seeing a lot of questions both about Brina and about Henry. I will talk to Henry after this stream is over because, I mean, yeah, it was a sad moment, but the thing is, she allowed Duck to escape rather than them both getting bombed. So in the end, it was the best that they could have hoped.
A noble sacrifice.
Also, for anyone wondering, we're talking about Henry, a friend, not
Yeah,
Henry, the
our
Green
friend
Engine.
Henry, not number 3 Green.
Henry fan 1. Yeah, our friend Henry fan 1. Not the big green engine.
Yeah, just in case anyone thought
So
we had
if
hinted at
we
him or
ended up
anything,
killing
we haven't.
Henry in the series, I'd be flipping mad.
Yeah, I don't think these guys would let me kill Henry.
No.
We
Anyway,
rebuilt him like we did not Francis. Fuck. Bradford. Wrong break fan. I was thinking of the wrong break fan.
yeah, no, Bradford got rebuilt. One could assume because of the wood, but then that's a question of why are the trucks intact, and that's something I don't have an answer for because I don't think very far ahead. But he got
we did have
rebuilt.
an
That's
answer.
what's important.
We
To
did have
give
an
an
answer.
outside universe thing, I just couldn't be asked modeling a LMS break fan, and I already made a stylistic caboose for some of the new rolling stock. So it's like, hey, Wells, would you like me to just slap a face on this? And then I realized
I thought it were fine, honestly.
it was just like, wait a minute, I made this break fan army green, and it's like,
Coincidence? I think not.
I think not.
Yeah. All right. Question being, what is my
can I-
favorite character to?
Finish
I
the
think I
sentence.
meant right.
Yeah.
Did I just? Oh, never mind. I didn't put my microphone, but I thought I did. Are we saying something?
Okay. Before you answer that question, I thought the reason Bradford was rebuilt was because he was in the war and stuff. He got damaged, so they had to rebuild him because it literally says in the rebuilt wood and stuff.
That stuff we'll probably touch on in the audiobook.
That's
At
what
the
I
moment,
assumed happened.
Yeah, let's just leave it up in the air for now.
As for my
favorite character to write, that totally depends between revivals and actual characters. My favorite revival to write is James, easily.
I think mine and Josh's is Yvonne, just because we keep
absolutely.
Somehow the two of them managed to figure out how to write an Yvonne episode, and I commend them for that.
And that's that became Wild and Western.
We've got two more.
Oh god.
Oh yeah.
As for the characters that are introduced in EOTF, that's actually, I guess it's a toss up between Cod and Faraday. I don't know. I like writing for assholes because they're fun.
Yeah, Faraday, a good old 5-head.
Hell yeah. Or as Yvonne says, Virgin Trains.
This is gonna be a shock. I haven't actually seen Tobias yet.
No spoilers, guys.
I've seen
no
Tobias
spoilers.
1, but I haven't seen the sequel because I haven't found the time. I got a huge spoiler spoon fed to me by the fucking YouTube search bar. But it is.
The funny thing is, if it's the scene I'm thinking of, that's when I clicked off for a bit. So that's the one bit I haven't seen.
Why? YouTube, why? Why do you show the most viewed scene as your
Because YouTube is stupid.
Why? Why?
Also, Bradford is not motorized. That would be terrifying.
It'd be like, I'm coming for you, you little sons of... And then they'll just scream.
Don't piss off the army, British fan. Makes me wonder what happens if you do that to Francis.
It would be funny.
Uncle Ithis is actually a model by Steven.
If you... Okay, I'm not sure how much I can really mention about the model.
You can be pretty simple. You don't have to give away that much.
I'm not going to mention the character, but I'll mention my character, the model, which is an OC of mine, Clyde. It's based on Great Western Railway number 17, Cyclops, and the model is a completely new mesh edit by me. However, the crane is actually from the original PEV crane tank. It's basically a mismatch between the two. Oh, trust me, it's spaghetti coding. You don't want to know.
But the funny thing is, Steven literally delivered it completed to me on the last day of editing. That was it the day before it came out.
The funny thing about the model is, I was making it on my own terms. I already almost finished another OC of mine, an S100. That's why there's a Rosie on my website. Sorry that I digress, but basically, I made the crane tank because it's an OC of mine. I liked it, but then I realized midway through modeling it, wait a minute. One of the main guys for our next project is literally a crane tank. And it's like, no, let's just not kid ourselves. That old crane tank model is kind of shit. A good concept for the scripting, yes, but the model leaves a lot to be desired.
In the end, it was a happy accident. Moving on. Hello, Pusher. Can't answer that. Agreed.
When did Rolling Stock move on its own? Because we're not counting Yvonne because she's technically not Rolling Stock. But when did it move on its own? I don't remember seeing it.
The episode. Remember the episode with the two truck brothers and all that?
Oh shit! How they can bump themselves around. Oh. I had forgotten about that.
How I say they do it is that it's literally their springs, like they compress and
I've been very busy, Pusher. GWR rail motor, I don't know what that is.
Yeah,
it's basically the precursor to the diesel rail car.
The flying banana.
Except they have the rail motor. Okay, I thought they were talking about.
The rail motor, not the DMU. Ooh.
The rail.
Think
the
of
rail
Glyn,
motor.
but wedged in a coach. It's Glyn, but wedged in a coach, basically.
Vertical boiler inside the front of a carriage, basically.
Yeah. Glyn wedged in an auto coach.
Will we see a Pannier War? We were gonna honestly. The thing is, the Rebels was going to be a lot longer of an episode before we realized we are kind of really overextending ourselves. This is too much for one finale, so we cut it down. So essentially, the Rebels is part 1 to a longer story.
But that rest of that story will be audio in an audio book format.
Yeah, it's a little too ambitious, so we're deciding to put it in an audio book, and that way we can still tell the story we want to tell, while not ridiculously overextending ourselves and delaying season 3. But there's going to be a lot going on. You should.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's fine. I'm just saying you should definitely listen to the audiobook in the background while you do schoolwork or something like that, or whatever you do, like while you're cooking, because there's going to be a lot going on. One of the biggest changes carried over from this is that Duck is going to be absent for season 3A.
I will say this though: don't be surprised if you see some little gags in the background that make no sense in season 3. But will make more sex with No! Why did I say it like that?
Hey!
What I'm trying to say is there might be some background gags throughout season 3 that make absolutely no sense, but will make more sense with the context of the audiobook.
If Yvonne's involved, there probably is no context that could make it.
Many questions can simply be explained with time.
Yeah.
Ooh, Bill and Ben are dead to me after joining the Rebels. I will never look at Bill and Ben the same way again. Yeah, a huge part of season 3A is going to be that Bill and Ben are in big trouble. Like they're not getting out of this scot-free.
Let's just say that Bill's stuck in the soda equivalent of Florida, and Ben is stuck in community service.
Yeah, they're both going to have to, and that's another thing I wanted to do just to push the character is, well, Bill and Ben are split up
them apart
because they had a fight at the end of the episode, like you saw.
And also because one of them was remorseful, one wasn't. Which
that part of Sodor is my new favorite, considering it's been
act.
described as the Florida of Sodor. That's my favorite part out of
Yeah,
Sodor.
everybody
Florida.
has a lot to learn about the different provinces. You've only technically been to 3 because you've been to Novatum, where the series is set. You've been to Stonewick, and you've been to the ASR, but it claimed independence.
Uh-huh. They're doing their own thing.
The interesting thing of note about the current map of Sodor is the map is old and inaccurate. There are probably stuff in that map that don't make sense with the way we're setting it up. But at the same time,
I have learned a lot about map making since March of 2022. Who am I kidding? No, I haven't. My maps still suck, but Mario fixes them.
Honestly,
that's why we have them.
Too lazy.
In all fairness, I just kind of gave the excuse that the other provinces are just intentionally using a inaccurate map.
And I just give the excuse of I like a challenge.
That's another thing. Everyone is just going to see eventually.
My reasoning, propaganda. Mario's reasoning, cracks his knuckles.
Yeah.
I'm a
Yeah, pretty much.
Now, Henry's models are great.
I actually had some of them. I had a lot of. I still use them even after becoming a part of the production team.
Didn't we just straight up use one of? Didn't we use Henry's model of COD to fix like the whole back cab issue thing?
I believe we did something like that. I don't. Henry surprises me how good he actually is at trains.
Yeah, he is. He's like an assembly line.
This is true. We've also actually had to use his things quite a few times for fixes, which is technically a discussion on itself on the newest member. But that's the story for behind the scenes.
If it's all right,
That's a story for another day.
If it's all right, if I make a suggestion, how about we go in order of episodes throughout the season and make commentary on them?
That would be a good idea, actually.
Probably.
Ooh, yeah.
Okay.
That's a really
Tom,
idea. Hell yeah, let's do
You
it.
did not miss much, don't worry. Alex says Bill in Ohio. Agreed.
Oh, this is why wherever the hell Bill went, I forgot the name. That's why that's my new favorite location.
It's
Is it just me, or does that question say? Is it just me, or does this question say? Does Ben have to pull Bessie?
I don't know who Bessie is.
Oh,
Is that a Cars reference?
It's the road paver thing from
Oh,
Cars.
that's clever.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought that was a bloody Cars reference.
Ben has to pull a track leg device. There we go.
That could be an episode.
Hell yeah.
Will Thomas get repainted to his old livery? Yes. You can see him at the end of the episode in progress of being painted back to light blue.
The livery for season 2 was decided upon by our good old friend Mario here, who wanted to paint Thomas up as the best man for a certain botched wedding.
And then we just liked it so much, we just kept it for the rest of the season.
Because, like, what's the point of getting painted up in a fancy new paint job if you're only going to wear it for a day?
Yeah.
Percy never liked his black paint, so he wanted to get rid of it. Thomas, on the other hand, he was like, I actually like this.
Well, yeah, wasn't it Express Passenger Blue from VR? That's probably the first time he wore that. That's something that would be more akin to something Gordon would wear.
Well,
I thought
to
it
be
was
fair,
like
it
a big match.
was
I thought it was
designed on the metallic, like, special edition Thomas's.
Steve Long Thomas. Steve Long Thomas.
Steve Along Thomas. Steve Along Thomas. Okay. Does Thomas and Artemis now have scars on their faces?
Ooh.
That's actually a question.
Yeah, we haven't thought about that.
We will discuss that. That's an interesting point.
Alex, you may have just changed the history of EOTF moving forwards.
All right, let's grab up the old playlist of EOTF episodes.
Let's
and go.
indeed. Also, is it bad that I want Timothy the Ghost Engine, but not as a ghost, but as an actual engine and being a grandpa figure to Thomas? What are you talking about? Both Thomas
one
and Gordon
creepy
look good
pasta
in
thing.
VR blue. I know Timothy. How long will Duck be absent for? At least a couple.
I mean,
of
I did. Well, I do have a model of Timothy on my website. Who
Let's
knows?
not get any ideas.
Of course not.
Anyway.
Not
Season 2 kicked off in Halloween of 2022. It's been a long season. With House on the Hill.
I keep forgetting that's technically the start of season 2 and not the end of season 1.
The thumbnail.
You forget how stupid I am.
To this day, that's one of my favorite characters. To this day, this is one of my favorite episodes, honestly, because I like episodes that are weird and out there for a Thomas.
Weird. It's weird considering the fact that you said verbatim that magic isn't a thing in this universe, yet ghosts and apparitions and supernatural shit is.
Hey.
To be fair,
when did I say that? Maybe I'll change that. Maybe they'll meet. Maybe they'll meet Brian the Wizard Train someday. I don't know.
Or Proteus
it's Brian the Wizard Brick fan. Wait, no, that's a Wild Western character. Shit.
All right, Green with Envy was actually, I think this is common knowledge at this point. This was intended to be the premiere of Series 2.
What made us use? What was the reason for House of the Hill ending up being the kickoff?
Because I realized Halloween was coming up, and I was like, "Oh shit! I really like spooky episodes. I don't want to miss this." So I quickly threw together a Halloween episode and released it first. But it didn't make
House
sense.
of the Hill just straight up wasn't originally going to happen.
House on the Hill. I didn't know it was going to come after Green with Envy. So I just threw House on the Hill together in like a week.
I think my favorite part.
Anyway, in the script, anyway. Yes, Stephen?
I think my favorite part about House on the Hill is just like at the end of it's like I can't remember. It's been a while since I see the episode, but I like how they all unanimously agree of no, don't, no.
Ends with them shouting no.
Land.
My favorite line was, "I don't see how throwing yourself into a building causes terrorism," but that was the most recent. When I found the series, when I found the EOTF, that was the most recent episode that come out. It'd been out for like a month or something.
I thought you were there when season 1 was coming out.
Oh God, no.
No, he joined midway through season 2. I think I
joined the production team midway through season 2, but I found that. Yeah.
I created a production team after Express for Less to get help with PBS. Mario,
and it was all because of me.
Yeah, Mario is the oldest one out of the lot of you that is currently in the stream, and then it was Josh, and then I forget who came after that.
No.
Josh.
I'm the most recent. I'm the most recent. I'm the newest.
I joined shortly. I think. Hold on, let me see. I joined literally during the production of Express for Less.
Yeah, I think Stephen was there before me, or
and
just after.
And it was literally because, like, Wells. Literally, he was in a chat. He was like, "I wish I had a decent model for a grab skimmer." It's like, I can make you one.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And I that the only reason I came in was because I kept on saying, "You made this mistake," and I also somehow convinced you to make a Discord server.
Yeah, and I was like, "Okay, if I make this many mistakes, then go fix them," and then he did.
And then he did. Just if you make so many mistakes, to go fix them, and then he did.
Because trust me, you have no idea how many broken fixes we have actually fixed behind the scenes.
I never claimed to be a router.
Yes, there were times where we saw the same character twice in the same shot. That's not normal.
Green with Envy. The first
we should probably move on to the next
centric episode.
It's really intended to be the premiere, but it went the way it went. Also, people keep thinking that House on the Hill is part of season 1, and I guess it was produced pretty much like a season 1 episode. Like it was on the old computer. It didn't have the season 2A intro.
The best way to describe it is it's like Jack in the Pack. It was produced during season 7, but released around the hit era with the hit era music and stuff.
It's like a holdover from season 1.
It's the bridge. It's the bridge between 1 and 2.
Like, we got Duck in the episode, but like it's still before we get all the building shit stuff.
Yeah, season 3A is season 2A is kind of a weird little enigma because it's so short. It's only season 3A is only season 2A is only 3 episodes before PBS happened. It was just House on the Hill, Green with Envy, and Express for Less. Speaking of Express for Less,
at this point, season 2 is the only season that has A, B, and C.
And A is just small, teeny,
weeny. Anyway, Express for Less has always been to me. Express for Less has always been kind of a strange episode. It's very, very self-contained. It's
probably one of our first proper filler episodes, but not like in a bad way.
There are a couple episodes that aren't really contributing to the main story a gigantic amount, but they're still fun to watch. It's like the Wilder Western doesn't have all that much to do with anything. And Express for Less doesn't have that much to do with anything. But they're all still
funny.
I think they're still funny at least. Anyway, we got a couple of questions, so let's pause before we tackle PBS.
All right.
Send it to us, Alex.
All right.
Oh yeah, shit. It's like a music video, right? I think you told me something about it.
What's our favorite episode from season 2? I think we will mention it when we get to it. So when we get to you guys' favorite episode of season 2, mention that.
I'm torn between 2, but I will elaborate when we get to those.
Will we see that one big rail gun that took 2 rail lines? Pardon?
Oh, not the Gustav. The Gustav. Oh no.
Unfortunately, probably not, because that thing is a. I mean,
that thing's impractical.
Oh.
I'm not sure if the Gustav. I'm not sure if the Gustav gun. I think there's an asset for it, but I'm not sure if it's a piece of rolling stock or a object.
Yeah, I remember seeing one somewhere, but I don't remember where.
I know it's military trains. I'm gonna I might try digging for it. There's no guarantee. It's at the moment. We don't freaking know.
And my first thought, if we do find it, is we give it to either Yvonne, Crazy Gordon, or Francis and see what happens.
Oh dear Lord, no!
Probably the destruction of the entirety of Stone.
I never watched Mr. Rogers. Sorry.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Will we see more of Bill in season 3? The answer is sometimes, because they had their big fight and they split up, so they don't live together anymore. But you will see them because, of course, that's
Bill. I will say this: Bill will have an appearance later in season 3, not a major appearance though.
The simple answer is basically yes.
Pretty much because they're still criminals at the end of it.
Yeah, no, they're still in big
trouble.
Yeah,
even if Ben basically just moved out.
Oi, Bill, get the favorite Werfer.
Bill, prison food sucks. All right.
No, it's
sorry. Anyway,
okay. I think we tackled PBS as all one unit, and honestly, there's not that much to say about it. It kind of speaks for itself. It's a big arc that's sort of to celebrate the first anniversary, and I wanted to build out the island, and that's kind of it. There's not that much to say about it, actually.
I would like to say this is one of the contenders for my favorite episode for the sole purpose of Francis. Need I say more?
Tony Francis.
I'm not even surprised.
I love Project Build shit because of its absolute. It also brings in the absolute mood of the series. The absolute. Yeah.
I just find it funny that in PBS there were 3 characters introduced, and two of them are just me and Josh, and then Yvonne is just split between us.
Hey,
Josh
don't
is
leave me out
Magnus,
of
I'm
it.
Viola, and they're a paired duo. And then there's Yvonne. We both take part of Yvonne.
We have 4 episodes. Not 4 episodes. 4 characters
it?
introduced in PBS that have become reoccurring characters. At least reoccurring major characters.
It was
Yay.
Brina, Faraday, Francis, Deco, Moira, Conrad, Viola, and Yvonne. And Rob.
Yeah.
Judy and Jerome.
We can't forget Rob.
And Judy and Jerome. But they're returners.
Oh yeah, and shit, yeah, and Rob.
Bill, the movies lied. This spoon broke when I tried to scoop through brick.
Oi, Bill, let's ride the mechanism. Splendid.
Anyway, that brings us handily along to Ghost of the Golden Era, which was one of the biggest lore episodes in EOTF.
Spooky, scary skeletons and shivers down your spine.
Introduced the Hat lineage.
Yeah, I think it's my favorite
Some of
hat.
it.
Just nonchalantly eating a loaf of bread. Hey,
Yeah, but yeah,
why are you sad?
Yeah, Erica's a lot of fun.
and at the end, how she departs, she turns into a fucking firework and just yeet.
Yeah.
She wears red. Red is cool.
I'm not gonna lie, though. I'm not gonna lie. We really need some flashback episodes involving her. Not gonna
Maybe
lie.
so, honestly. Maybe we should do flashback episodes. Maybe that should be a thing during season 3.
Just
I mean, you
some
have
of
the fish.
Bill, I've snorted a truck full of coke and I'm starting to feel the effects.
I mean, okay. Let's just get this straight. Bill is the crackhead, and Ben is the more sensible one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Ben is the one that's slightly less insane.
That's funny because we have been referred to Bill as the crackhead one. So that's
The best way to describe it is Bill is the medic from TF2, Ben is the
Oh, no.
engineer.
Oh.
Both are
Yeah, that checks
technically insane. Both are technically insane, but one's a little bit more. How do you put it? Like one
Open about it.
one's openly insane, the other, I don't know, probably takes meds.
Yeah, the other one functions. One, you don't. They scam the devil themselves by sewing 8 more souls onto their soul somehow. But that's just
Anyway,
medically.
moving,
Anyways.
moving handily along to there is an actual flashback episode in The Hidden Branch.
Oh yeah, that one.
Ah, yes.
Honestly,
With Bill and Ben's proto.
oh yeah, funnily enough,
Oh,
there's
yeah.
Bill and Ben.
Foreshadowing!
It kind of was actually. Bill and Ben appearing was definitely a factor in them becoming the official returnees. We hadn't decided 100%, but that was definitely a reason why we decided to bring them back into Rebels.
Wait, hold on. I think this is the first episode that mentions a railway series railway, the Wellsworth and Sudbury, which unfortunately for Wells makes some of the pre-grouping railways canon to EOTF.
Pain. I don't know what that means, but now I'm scared.
Basically, railways before the Northwestern existed. The Southern Mainland was Sudbury.
Well, I try to follow the TV series canon because it's what I know.
Steven, as soon as you said precursor railways, my brain immediately went Neil in EOTF when.
Well,
Anyway, this is kind of random, but The Hidden Branch is one of my favorite endings of any EOTF episode. You might set up a switch, get over here, I'm gonna kick your ass!
Yeah, James gets the shit beat out of him by Doc. Of course, that's hilarious.
weather warning.
Weather Warning is one of my favorite episodes because I like episodes that are little engines can do big things plus big adventures.
Be careful. Okay, I'd be careful with the phrasing of that one.
I know, not. Let's not make the adventures too big, but I do like
Okay.
episodes that are big adventures, and this is the introduction of Stonewick. And
Can I say something about this episode as well?
sure,
I went in thinking, what this is like the intro happened after Doc and James got lost because James is stupidity. I thought one of two things was going to happen: either A, they get chased by a tsunami, or B, Doc gets fed up with James and drowns him, or at least tries to. One came true. Why was it the tsunami one? The fucking tsunami one comes true instead of Doc trying to drown James. Yeah.
Weather Warning is one of my 3 episodes from season 2. It is one of my favorites just because of for one, it's one of the first major changes in weather in terms of EOTF. And if you people don't know, EOTF's weather is controlled by machinery in the future. So this just meant, I guess someone was feeling funny that day.
oh yeah.
Well,
Also
not all of it.
coffee.
Natural weather does still exist.
It's just modified and tweaked to the liking of each place occasionally.
Billy is actually the mastermind behind the rebels. He's in charge of Ithis.
No. I just imagined it's a wooden railway building
I
just
read
inside
that
it.
as Millie.
Fun
Yeah,
fact.
no, the Billy meme will never die.
Fun fact. Weather Warning is the first appearance of the Mark V grab skimmer.
True.
You might see something very interesting with that model coming soon. Who knows?
Indeed you do.
Perhaps, possibly.
Moving on to the cup overflows with the best crash in the series. Don't at me.
Oh yeah, this is around the time I joined. This is around the time I joined the production team.
It's just leaps out of his chair like, oh!
The staunch controller got yeeted.
This episode was actually very directly inspired by certain earlier James episodes, such as Philip to the Rescue and Dirty Objects. What I was trying to do was set up the fact that James really has not changed. He's still kind of an idiot and very clumsy.
Also, James crashing in almost every... Also, has it just become a running joke that James just crashes in every other episode he stars in?
Percy may have the most crashes, but James has the best crashes.
Every time James has a crash, they immediately write it down as worker incompetence.
Also, our first proper starring role for our little boy, Francis.
Yeah. I'm stripy now.
I just love how like, despite the fact that Francis does get involved in James's shenanigans, no one gets mad at him. Like, he does take responsibility for his own access, but he takes responsibility for his own actions. But the others are just like, he's the boy. He's straight up the boy.
How could you stay mad at the boy?
Yeah, that's right. A thing I wanted to do in the Cup Overflows was make it so that both of the characters are a little bit in the wrong.
And it worked out brilliantly.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Also, just the funniest scene in the EOTF, in my opinion. Sorry, never mind. In the wrong episode.
Okay, well, we'll get to it because up next is the Ballad of Percy and Kendall.
Oh yeah!
Yay! Which is also the first episode that was completely written not by Wells. I think
that's not correct.
That would be my. I think. Oh, actually, no. Is it my episode?
The first episode, not written by me, was Ghost of the Golden Era by Mad James. Then the Hidden Branch by Mad James, and then the Ballad of Kendall and Percy. That was Mario.
Okay, so I was the third one. Whoops.
What?
Well, I'm done.
It's fine. Yeah. Josh is rubbing off on you. You did write the episode after this one with him.
Yeah. I am Mario.
I can say for
This is also the very first episode we see the Bomb Squad.
Correct.
This is true. So
They
you're
were
welcome,
tossed in at
guys.
the end. They were tossed in at the very end, literally just because I thought it would be cool.
Yep, you're welcome, guys.
I was the one who slapped the face onto Bedler, and I'll tell you right now, those crane models don't like mess. You just can't reskin them or mess with them because they refuse to submit edits.
Yeah, it was a bit of an ordeal. But a lot of episodes, a lot of events like that are literally just, well, Tank had an idea again.
And of course, I was feeding his addiction.
Yeah, he's not helping.
Like half of the jokes in the chat is just like Wells or some of the others come up with a crackpot idea. I can make that.
Yes, that is
Yeah, pretty
EOTF
much.
for you.
Yeah, literally. It's just, well, Tank has an idea.
Yeah.
Steven, I can make that. Mario, I can
the
fix
next
that.
episode
Josh, what are we
was
talking
the-
about?
James, I could write lore for that.
Well, Tank,
Yeah.
I made that.
Yeah.
Also, no offense, Josh. I'm just.
Oh, none taken. Believe me, I find it hilarious.
Okay.
One thing that I do find funny about the ballad is that this is technically the longest script from being written to being done.
Oh,
was technically
God, you told me about this.
At the finale of season 1.
Mine came very close. My first draft for the one episode. That probably took the biscuit.
Yes, but
Well,
no fairness,
there's-
Mario got
there's
to like
a-
40
the
pages. And it was only awesome
TLDR,
cut at the top.
there's a reason the limit has been set at around 25 pages.
Yes.
let's just say the first draft of the script came when Wells was doing his first route release thing, and I saw the dam, and it was like, we've not seen that before. I want to do something with that.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
So
you just
literally,
reminded
the
me
dam
about
scene
that house
was literally the
planet
first
Carlin.
scene thought of.
And that's
Hey,
fine.
Mario,
Things can
remember
be
that
thought of
house
in a
planet
different way.
Carlin?
Also, but this isn't one of my favorite episodes because like I wouldn't put it in my favorites category, but it has my favorite joke in it. The beans are ready!
Yes. Peak humor in EOTF. Peak humor.
Oh,
this
yeah.
is why I like batshit insane Gordon.
It's just like they
That
hear an
reminds
explosion is like, wait, what? It just the sheds are blown up.
And then the
There's
shed's
these
actually got
illusion.
blown up and they're
Oh, yeah.
still not fixed.
That reminds me, something I forgot to put in the production chat because, well, no one else can see, but I don't know how we send it. But
I assume this is not to be told to the public.
I don't know. This is talking about the ballad. This is about the ballad.
Oh. Video unavailable. I have to watch it on YouTube. Whichever.
How?
Honestly, I think my new fate. I have so many ideas for batshit insane Gordon. Gordon is just peak TF2 soldier energy.
Gordon
just
has like a Dr.
Yes.
Jekyll and Mr. Hyde personality at this point.
except instead of the other being a murderer /
Evil.
sociopath, the other's just
A crackhead.
Crazy. Yeah, crazy.
crazy. I was crazy once. I was trapped on an island, an isolated island, an island full of trucks, and the trucks made me go crazy.
Oh, boy.
I copy pasted can to EOTF, but it's your pawn instead. But we will get to that when we get to that.
Oh, on that topic, the very next episode where that was said.
Oh no, Esther!
This
Oh.
is my other contender. This is my other contender because me and Mario wrote this off of a bet we had with Wells.
That is true. How does this episode exist?
Me and
because
Wells.
you challenged us to a bet. Me and Josh just went, well, we have this. Okay, let's act this idea. Okay, now you do this, I do this, we do this, and we've now got to have like 30 pages of writing. Okay, now let's trim it down. There.
They won the
Yes.
And we've done it two
Somehow-
more times. We have two
And
more
somehow
stories.
this episode is just peak insanity. It also
It is
has
the
my
most
favorite.
insane episode.
It also has
Yeah.
my favorite server where Yvonne chews out James.
That was all Mario, surprisingly.
Yes,
Oh, it was?
yes. Yes, it
Yeah,
was.
I had nothing to do with that.
Well, that was you, Josh.
No, it
I
wasn't.
thought that was Josh.
Nope, that was me.
It sounds like me, but no, it wasn't.
Maybe you two
That was all Mario.
Have you two considered yourselves brothers from another mother?
Yes,
Probably, yeah.
I
we
see
have
your
literally
question,
met each other
CSX
in person.
Studios. A
We
lot
have
of these
met
are
each other in person.
This is true.
Yeah.
I see your question, CSX Studios. These are just going to be answered by time. Keep watching. That's my advice. You'll see.
We'll have to
Anyway,
wait and see.
the next episode is pretty marvelous.
This episode.
Freedom.
This episode.
Mario, did you have more to say?
This episode.
Yeah, I do have one thing because we accidentally jumped. Going back to the ballad just very quickly, there is still the thing of if there is enough demand, there will be a further update release of the stuff that was cut in a longer video.
Mario's
Because,
handling it because I
A lot
cannot.
was cut.
It's like
Oh,
it's like double the length.
Yeah, once again, 40
It won't
pages
be
of
that
that
long.
not in one version.
But
Not
all
the
of
version
the
from now.
important stuff will be brought back because I had to cut the script down.
Anyway, moving back onto the marvelous mechanical menagerie.
This episode is an interesting one. This episode was kind of accidentally taken over for me. It was okay. So I was going to talk about how the original was supposed to go, but seeing as we found a way to reuse that plot later on, I can't mention much. But all I can say is the original episode was originally supposed to be a deco-focused episode, and it involved cards.
That is true, actually, but we took that and we're gonna reuse that plot line elsewhere. We recycle a lot in EOTF. Reduce, reuse, recycle.
This
We don't let
episode,
anything
Yeah, we are a green green carbon
Unless it's
neutral
the logging
production.
logos, and then we just blow them up.
despite
Oh yeah, we carpet bomb those motherfuckers with Misty Island.
Despite the fact
think.
that this episode is the first episode, this episode is the first episode release that I wrote, but it's actually technically the second script I ever wrote for EOTF. But the first script is waiting until sometime in season 3.
Correct.
This episode, to be honest, the best way to describe it is it's both the most overly ambitious episode that I've ever written, and also it's not oh my goodness, like half of the majority of the episode is basically holy crap, holy crap, these guys are, what the fuck are those guys doing? What the hell? Wait, who is that? He has a claw!
Yeah, pretty much. One thing that was a little bit irritating was the pub was not able to be finished in time, which is why the backstage bit looks very empty. I didn't have time to put 100 drinks on the shelf.
They were doing renovations at the time. They were
Yeah,
doing
sure, they're
renovations
doing
at the time
renovations.
at the pub.
And they were also
Basically-
out of stock.
The episode is also the first ever appearance of some of my OCs on YouTube. Characters such as Bentley and Kenneth offhandedly mentioned Eleanor. Some of the other characters, though, are kind of just original to EOTF.
EOTF.
Of course, we got the glorified soldier engine. We got Ruben.
Yeah.
He'll probably appear later. He might have a role somewhere. We don't frickin' know. He's kind of just running around currently with a railgun.
Yeah.
He's gone.
Yeah, they haven't found him yet.
Yeah.
Which should be
Ernest.
mildly concerning.
Honestly, I just wanted a joke where Duck went all, "Oh my goodness, Great Western, Great Western, Great
Great
Western."
Western, Great Western.
One thing
I'm
I
a bridge!
find-
I'm a metropolitan engine, you tin-pot twat!
One thing that I find interesting is it was also the first time where a double section of modelers actually made a new route, because usually it swells in Ghost of Golden Era, James made the new sets, but this one was both combined me and Steven for the new sets.
I made them. Mario here made the base for it, but we pretty much unanimously agreed that it was a bit much.
Yeah,
And then
especially seeming I had to go up country at the time.
This is the first time I made a route for EOTF. It's also major appearances of some, of course, new engines, of course, the menagerie, introduction of new rolling stock. We saw some of the Anderson stock. There might have been a cheeky reference to my old website on there. But yeah. And then, of course, the introduction of 2 new reoccurring characters. Wells, if you may.
Sean and Sheila, who you have not seen the last of.
Yeah.
The best way to describe... Of course, I will say I might have gone a little overly dark when writing this script, and there might be a little bit... Sorry about that. There might be a little bit of whiplash between this episode and the 2 other episodes involving characters related to them there's why is there a bunch of
everything off though, and we're building from there.
Exactly.
Also, the pub scene was not the only new set. I also made the abandoned station from only 2 buildings originally.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh yeah, that
Mario Party.
What? The only other thing I have to say about the Marvelous Mechanical Menagerie, it's not really one of my favorite episodes. I love the episode. I love writing the episode. But the problem is I just feel so fucking guilty because the episode was just such a stressor on everyone else. It's like I love the episode. I love how the characters were written in the episode, but I also loathe the episode because it feels like the episode was just a pain in the ass for everyone. It's a love-hate thing.
Fair enough.
I mean, you don't know how stressed or not stressed I was. I mean, it was a combination of things. I think it just stressed us all equally and taught us a lesson about restraint. Because I was not blameless. We were all a little overambitious.
In all fairness, I will say this though. I'm glad we wrote the episode, and it kicked off something that will hopefully come to a satisfying conclusion around season 3B.
Yeah, I was literally about to say I don't regret it. But anyway, this brings us to the penultimate episode, Tunnel to Somewhere. That somewhere being nowhere.
Oh yeah.
This was probably going to be the only one of maybe guest written episodes are a rare thing, but this is one of them. This is by Black Monarch Productions, who I think he cooked.
This is my favorite episode of EOTF. This is my favorite episode of EOTF so far. Aside from, like, for one, I made a big fucking drill for the thing, and 2,
yeah,
that was cool.
It ain't got to be a dime.
Yeah, I had to sing, and I'm not very good at singing. I learned, but I still went for that.
It gets better though, because if you at the end of it, if you take into account Artemis's reaction, she doesn't understand how the hell Faraday's playing the guitar. This isn't some fancy future technology, because if it was, she would know about it. Faraday's just somehow playing the fucking guitar. Like,
welcome to EOTF. We do this all the time.
Yeah, and this is
I have to explain it.
We're all
please don't explain Faraday playing a guitar. It will stop being funny.
Oh wait, that's why he has a 5-head. He has telekinesis.
Yeah. That's actually what I was about to say. This 5-head lets him do telekinesis. I was about to say that. Yeah. Great minds think alike.
Why did I just hear you say great minds think alike?
What?
Hell yeah, that sounds like a good way of transportation.
Great minds think a bike. You would just think of a bike and it manifests.
Anyway,
Faraday just thinks of a bike and pops into existence.
this leaves us at the most recent episode, which we've already said everything there is to say about, I do think.
The only other thing I can really say is, fun fact, the EMP guns that were made for the episode, if I would quickly
Go
bring
ahead.
it up. Okay, the EMP guns made for EOTF, they were originally painted in a much more grayish green, and the original name was Mr. Boomstick. But as an in-universe thing, like if you look on the side, the boom is crossed out. What did you rename it to, Wells?
Zap.
Mr. Zapstick.
Mr. Zapstick. And we just created like the idea of like, welcome to Mr. Boomstick's Railgun Emporium. It's just
We have a ridiculous amount of ideas behind the scenes that I don't know. Maybe you'll see them all at some point. You never
Are we
know.
allowed to say some things that changed in the episode?
Basically, don't be surprised if at some point in time the engines go into the local equivalent of a gun shop.
Oh
no,
Francis!
Francis packing
I don't think they
a
were
rail
allowed
pistol.
to because it's still within UK land almost.
What?
Huh?
I don't know if they actually
I don't
were
know.
able to because it's
That's
Yeah.
a republic. It's its own thing. They don't have to answer the UK. So does independent.
You know, yeah,
it would be
so
very questionable.
Well, we'll see.
We're talking about it. We're talking about a dystopian Sodor where each of the providences are mooching off a smaller providence, milking them dry, and the other providence are bashing at each other and enforcing steam bans and shit. You think this stuff makes sense?
Welcome to Sodor.
I make it make sense.
No, you don't. Get back in that box of yours and count all the missing rivets.
Just let me go loose for a bit, and I can make it to where not even Mario can make sense of it.
Mario can only contain them for so long.
Are we allowed to say
I am
some
anti-Mario.
things that got changed
Are we allowed to
during the
say what?
production? Like some things that got changed during the production, like
I'm
the fact
gonna
that-
say no because they'll probably come up later.
yes, but I mean like things
Yeah, we do
that
should
still
use
happened, but in the original script were like in a different location or something, but only what we've seen.
Okay, but just don't spoil anything we could potentially use later.
So
didn't
am I
Brina-
allowed to say that Brina's death was originally going to take place in Novatum near the new sheds?
I'm trying to remember if that was even the case.
It was.
Brina-
Because
it was.
Originally, there was a
Then
bomb in
the
the
second-
new shed which she took out and then exploded that way.
Then I remember in the second draft, Brina's death was supposed to be a lot later on, and she was supposed to save a bunch of civilians from a massive bomb or something.
I'm sorry, what?
That was we thought that was a little.
I'm sorry, what?
I think
Overkill.
that's because it was a little bit heavy, but I don't know. A lot of this stuff has been indeed sort of moved around, shuffled around, and
So-
the Rebels is
like-
definitely a lot different to the initial draft, but we're probably going to reuse a lot of the concepts in the audiobook.
Hey,
I forgot if you guys the back arrow mobile.
I just find it
the
funny
entire
that
website.
for so long we were intentionally hiding the new sheds because originally it was supposed to be oh look, we've got the new shed, there's now a bomb in it, and then that scene got changed, which means we were hiding
Didn't I
it for
mention
nothing.
something like, imagine if they almost completed the shed and Bill and just destroyed it? I feel like something I'd
It's
say.
not been seen.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't believe there's anything else to touch on, and we've been here for 59 minutes exactly, so I think it's about time to start winding down.
All right.
But before we do, we
So?
have a message from the production team member who couldn't be here today,
Oh, yeah.
and it
A
reads,
different game.
"Thank you so much for watching Season 2 of Engines of the Future. The greatest part of working on the show, in my opinion, is not the stories we tell or the models that we use. For me, it's always been about the happy smiles and excitement of the fan base. I can't wait to see those happy smiles continue into the future and into Season 3. So again, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for watching the show. It wouldn't be the same without all of you." From Mad James.
And remember,
And
folks,
I think us four can all agree they're pretty much the same.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
remember, folks.
Oh,
I
boy.
can't remember what I was going to say. I don't know. Down the hills and round the bends, it's Thomas and
Thomas and his friends.
Thomas and his
And
freaking acquaintance.
Acquaintances. All right.
To
Thank
think,
you,
I wouldn't have found this series. Yeah, I was just going to say, to think, I wouldn't have found the series if I hadn't found if I hadn't seen season 1, episode 3, the drug episode. That was the first episode I saw that series. The fucking drug one.
Yeah,
And I got like
EOTF apart pretty early.
That was also my
I
first
got like
episode as
a
well.
couple minutes in, and I just thought, right, this is fucking hilarious. I'm starting this from the beginning.
Well, thank you.
I got it to where the shed burns now. Yeah.
So with some good advice from Alex the Funny Man, we'll go ahead and leave off. Thank you guys for watching season 2.
Yep.
And also thank you to whatever other denominations are out there, because I don't judge.
Swan Noelia.
Later.
The beans
Thanks for
are indeed
watching.
ready.